Narrated by Usama bin Zayd, when Allah's Messenger peace be upon him departed from Arafat, he turned towards a mountain pass where he answered the call of nature. After he had finished I poured water and he performed ablution, and then I said to him, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, will you offer the prayer? He replied, the musalla, or place of the prayer, is ahead of you in Al-Muzdalifah. Narrated by Al-Mughira bin Shuba, I was in the company of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him on one of the journeys, and he went out to answer the call of nature, and after he finished I poured water and he performed ablution. He washed his face, forearms, and passed his wet hand over his head and over the two socks made from thick fabric or leather. Narrated by Abdullah bin Abbas, that he stayed overnight in the house of Ma'imuna, the wife of the Prophet, his aunt. He added, I lay on the bed, cushion transversely, while Allah's Messenger peace be upon him and his wife lay in the lengthwise direction of the cushion. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him slept till the middle of the night, either a bit before or a bit after it, and then woke up, rubbing the traces of sleep off his face with his hands. He then recited the last 10 verses of Surah Al-Imran, got up and went to a hanging water skin. He then performed the ablution from it, and it was a perfect ablution, and then stood up to offer the prayer. I too got up and did as the Prophet had done. Then I went and stood by his side. He placed his right hand on my head and caught my right ear and twisted it. He prayed 2 rakat, then 2 rakat, and 2 rakat, and then 2 rakat, and then 2 rakat, and then 2 rakat, separately 6 times, and finally 1 rakat, the witr. Then he lay down again in the bed till the muaddin came to him, whereupon the Prophet peace be upon him got up, offered a 2 light rakat prayer, and went out and led the Fajr prayer. Narrated by Asma bint Abu Bakr, I came to Aisha, the wife of the Prophet peace be upon him, during the solar eclipse. The people were standing and offering the prayer, and she was also praying. I asked her, what is wrong with the people? She beckoned with her hand towards the sky and said, Subhanallah. I asked her, is there a sign? She pointed out, yes. So I too stood for the prayer till I fell unconscious, and later on I poured water on my head. After the prayer, Allah's Messenger peace be upon him praised and glorified Allah and said, just now I have seen something which I never saw before at this place of mine, including paradise and hell. I have been inspired and have understood that you will be put to trials in your graves, and these trials will be like the trials of Ad-Dajjal, or nearly like it. The sub-narrator is not sure of what Asma said. Angels will come to every one of you and ask, what do you know about this man? A believer will reply, he is Muhammad, Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, and he came to us with self-evident truth and guidance. So we accepted his teaching, believed and followed him. Then the angels will say to him to sleep in peace, as they have come to know that he was a believer. On the other hand, a hypocrite or a doubtful person will reply, I do not know, but heard the people saying something, and so I said the same. Narrated by Yahya al-Mazini, a person asked Abdullah bin Zayd, who was the grandfather of Amr bin Yahya, can you show me how Allah's Messenger peace be upon him used to perform ablution? Abdullah bin Zayd replied in the affirmative and asked for water. He poured it on his hands and washed them twice. Then he rinsed his mouth thrice and washed his nose with water thrice by putting water in it and blowing it out. He washed his face thrice, and after that he washed his forearms up to the elbows twice, and then passed his wet hands over his head from its front to its back and vice versa, beginning from the front, and taking them to the back of his head up to the nape of the neck, and then brought them to the front again from where he had started, and washed his feet, up to the ankles.